black male in the Bowie State University. And here's a young man on his way into military service. We're headed into Memorial Day weekend. He would have been, had he lived, a vet, and killed by someone who was clear evidence part of the alt-right. And I don't hear the outrage that we should hear about the hate crime that killed this young man. Now, yes, what happened in Manchester, wrong. We all condemn it and should. But we should not be any less reluctant to condemn all hate crimes. And whether it's Richard Collins, which is the name of the young man at Bowie State, or whether it's those killed in Manchester, we must call terrorism what it is. Yes, I know we have to litigate it. We have to litigate Manchester. But where is the outcry from President Trump, from the administration, from the media about what happened to this young man in Bowie State? Let's talk about that. Again, selective outrage, selective concern. It devalues our lives. Let's talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about the president's continued trip to the Middle East and now Italy and on his way to NATO. Very awkward picture, by the way, of him and the Pope. They did not look too comfortable together. And you can read into that what you want, but the Pope telling him to be a peacemaker, that's worthy advice. We'll see whether or not we see any signs of his taking that advice. Also, the Supreme Court clearly coming down on a case in North Carolina around racial gerrymandering. One of the things that I think a lot of us are missing is that when we talk about the Democrats can take the House in the midterm elections next year, we've also got to deal with these racially gerrymandered lines all over the country that must be dealt with, and the only way it can be dealt with is there's going to have to be a big vote come out. We also see that clearly the budget proposed by President Trump is clearly devastating to poor people, cutting Medicaid by $860 billion he's proposing, cutting SNAP or food stamps, cutting Pell Grants. We need to be able to deal with putting the pressure on the Congress and the Senate. We've launched a campaign, National Action Network and this show, saying call your senator, call your congressman around the Affordable Care Act. We'll certainly call them around the budget recommendations. Because let me tell you what the math of what he's trying to do. Is he saying, well, let's cut $860 billion of Medicaid, and if they push back, cut it in half. We can't stand $400 billion cut. We can't stand $200 billion cut. So they ask for more. Don't forget, he's a businessman. He trades all the time. He'll ask for more to get less, when we ought to have none of these cuts. But in the middle of all of his budget requests and fanfare of his Middle Eastern trip and his trip to the Pope, he can't get around these allegations about Russia. The subpoenas on Flynn is dealing with a lot of documents, and it looks like they're digging in, and footsteps are getting closer on the question of collaboration between the Trump campaign and Russia. And this has nothing to do with whether you like Trump or not. The idea, the thought that a candidate for president or those in a campaign for candidate for president would involve a foreign power, one that has historically been adversarial to what the United States say their interests are, and that they would in any way corroborate with that, is absolutely unthinkable till now. Let's talk about this and a lot of other issues. 1-877-532-5797. Don't forget, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Watch me on Politics Nation with Al Sharpton. If nobody else deals with this Bowie State hate crime, I'm going to deal with it Sunday morning. And another case in North Carolina. A lot of other things you won't see on other shows. Sunday morning, Politics Nation with Al Sharpton. I know it's Memorial Day weekend, but I'm working. In fact, I'll be on the radio show on Monday on Memorial Day. We can't take time off. If I'm not on the air, I'm working on something else, but I'm trying to be on the air every day because we cannot back up. You're in the New York area Memorial Day weekend. I'll be at the Saturday Action Rally at National Action Network's House of Justice, 145th and Lenox from 9 to 11. Join me there Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people that we ought to be remembering are people that fought and died for this country and could not even sleep in the same barracks with the other officers. I have a special Memorial Day message Saturday. If you're in New York, come and join us. All right, we're going to take a break, and I'm opening up the phones. Haven't been there in 2 days, so I want to hear what you have to say. 1-877-532-5797. 1-877-532-5797. Shopton, keeping it real. We'll be right back.